Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, depending on where you are and what you are up to now. My name is Dr. Nancy Miles Bafo Jimfi, coordinator currently and examiner for the UGRC150 critical thinking and practical reasoning. You would have engaged us in one way or the other. It has become necessary to again communicate in words and in a recorded form to help put the generality of the class's mind to rest whilst you focus on the rest of the exam. There's been much communication already, but I think that sometimes it helps students when they hear directly from you what has already been communicated in writing, and even some few additions here and there to get them settled in. So you would see that on my screen, and I'm doing this on behalf of the team of lecturers and teaching assistants that assisted you to engage the content the past 10 weeks or so. I'm addressing currently the second semester of 2022 UGRC 150. The content currently being delivered is on your exam. So it is specific to the group. Main campus, city campus, College of Health Science, and even some aspects for the distance education students who just completed their content delivery. They are now preparing for their exam. But main campus, city campus, College of Health Science, you've already taken your exam. There were some notices sent to you that are still relevant. So I'm at your announcement too. I still want to emphasize for clarity where there may be confusion, if there is the need for such confusion at all. The course site for every University of Ghana course, the course site on Sakai is coded. You have to understand what the course site thing means. So if you were doing a regular Department of Philosophy and Classics level 200 course, for example, like I'm highlighting on my screen now, it is PHCL 201 for SS2 2122. Now this means this is a course in Philosophy and Classics. It is level 200 and it is first semester 201. Okay, one means first semester. It is four here after this course code. The four here indicates city campus. I said that when you're preparing for the interim assessment, or I think after the interim assessment, to help you understand. Okay, this is city campus. Now, for this particular course site I'm highlighting, you see that is SS2. This is supplementary receipt of the second semester of 2021-2022. That's what it means. So for our purpose, you see that this is UGRC150, what I'm highlighting now. 1, S2, 21-22. This is first semester. I'm so sorry. This is a main campus. The one here is main campus. Okay. The S2 is second semester, semester 2, okay, of 2021-2022. But this is the course site. So the one here is not a group site. It's not group 1. And I have said that over and over and over again, so that you can interpret what is going on in our computations of your final marks, which will be done shortly for main campus also. We are done with College of Health Science. They've seen their results already uploaded onto the MIS. Whether they got A, B, or C, they know. City campus has a relatively smaller number too. It's likely they will be next. And then main campus. But the grading of the final exam is almost done. I'm talking about the short answer component for the final exam. The multiple choice bit of the final exam were immediately graded by the system. So it is already there in the system, what you got over 35. Okay, but the remaining 15, which were short answer questions, are the ones that human beings grade. And we take our time to look at your submissions because it counts for 5 marks each, so that we are able to grade you well, put your marks there. Then the system will compute both That is what will be released for you to see. We are working on that feverishly so you can get your feedback quickly and know where you stand. And so far, it looks very good for most of you. But the few of you who are a little confused that we didn't take the mop-up, Doc, please, we didn't know the mop-up was for everyone. The mop-up wasn't for everyone, like the announcement clearly said, and we could go to that announcement if it wouldn't lengthen our video. It was for a few. I'm now communicating with you from the main course site. And when I say main course site here, the mother course site, this is for main campus. This one, which says UGRC154, S2 2120 for city campus. This is a city campus site. Now, the College of Health Science will be 3. See, UGRC153. That's the Kolebu students. Okay. So if you are writing a query for clarification on something and you say you are main campus, when you are a Kolebu, that is a College of Health Science student, you will give yourself so much work and the person helping you will struggle. Myself, I'm referring to myself here. You have to state clearly, if you are a College of Health Science student, you want, oh, please, I didn't see so and so. And I ask you, which campus? And you say main campus. College of Health Science campus is not main campus, okay? And main campus is not city campus. These are the mother course sites. So this is not group 4, okay? This is the main camp, your regular mother site. I hope that these clarifications help you. I've said that over and over again. Now that when we got our mother course sites like that, which is how all your courses are on your site, then because of the nature of this course, the University of Ghana required courses are for all students taking it for the semester or the year. Every University of Ghana student is supposed to take the required courses. So the numbers are large per semester. We group you. I've said that also over and over again. You are put into groups so we can manage the class, take your responses when we are teaching. That's why it is team taught. A team of lecturers are teaching. So group 10, what you see here now is group 10, the groups that I taught directly the past semester. This is group 10. Here you won't have, for main campus, you don't have, say, 6,000 students. No. But you will have 6,000 students. That is for main campus here. That all main campus students taking the course will be here. All city campus students taking the course will be here in this course site. Okay. All College of Health Science students for the semester taking the course will also be here. Registered student. This is where the MIS data is pulled from. So if you are not on this main course site, it means you are not properly registered into the course. Properly, that is. And so you are likely not going to see your result because the results have to be put into the system. Okay? So you can't say, oh, I was on Sakai. Sakai is the classroom, lecture room. Anyone can enter the lecture room and go through this, the 10 weeks. When it is time to give an account of what you have done and for us to reward that account, that is where the problem is if you are not on the mother course side. Okay, it is from the mother course side that we pulled you into groups. And so group 10, 11, 12, all the way to I think 22, I have explained that already. Our main campus group sites where we have cut you into sizable chunks. That is where you did your assignment 1 and 2. And so the notice told you, see, all these notices were for you. For those of you who have never seen any announcement in this world, in this course, you should better go to your course. I tell you, my Gmail account is not, my Gmail, it's not email. I'm not talking about email. Go to the course site and read the announcement because the notice may not have gotten to your email, even though all notices were copied to your email. You may have an issue with your email, or you may not have checked your email. So you're not seeing a notice in your email is not an excuse. You have to go to the course site, and that applies to all your courses, dear friends. Okay, every course you are taking, the announcement tool is always there. That is it, whether for the group site or for the main course site. The announcement tool is that is where you see notices dated. See, all these notices, some of you never saw any notice, so they missed assessments. The mop-up notice clearly told you, look at the name, it is mopping up, gleaning what is left. So some people, for whatever reasons, legitimate or illegitimate, some really legitimate, that's why we were forced to have to open for them to have the opportunity that others had already had, excuse me, to take the assignments in weeks 3 and 4, extended to, I think, week 5 or so. They still couldn't take it because perhaps late registration, or they had technical issues with Sakai because of their little strike and stuff like that. So the mop-up was for such people. And then we made it open that for fairness, because they had up to 8 weeks to prepare to write an assignment that others did only in the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks or so. So we open it to everyone. If you want to take the mop-up, even after you had already taken the first one, for whatever the reasons, it's up to you. But if you want to, you are allowed to. Except that you cannot have, and that is the sensitive part that I want to talk to you about. I don't want to just write it because it is written, but it looks like it's not coming out well for students. And somehow coming to the office, some are sending emails, not many, but it's still a matter of concern that, oh, so if I got 4 and 8 in the mop-ups, assignment 1 and 4, okay, and I got, excuse me, 10 and 9 in the original that I took, which one will you use? The answer is obvious, my dear student. If you were satisfied with the first attempt at assignment 1 and 4, why would you take the mop-up? Why? You are taking the so whoever is taking the mop-up is telling us that it is the mop-up. He's trying to better what he has. Because if you have something and you're okay with it, a grade and you're a mark and you're okay with it, you wouldn't take a makeup or a mop-up assessment. Now, if you came to take the mop-up and it was a better deal for you, so maybe you plagiarized in the earlier one, so you got 2 and maybe a 0, or you even forgot to do the forum, or you didn't know where it was, you put it in the chat room or something. Now, take note, if you put the response in the chat room, my dear student, the chat room submissions cannot be graded. That is why you were given an opportunity, just in case you didn't know then, to make up with a mop-up assignment, so that we are not unnecessarily hard on you. The chat room is not restricted. The forums were restricted. Restricted means you had to post your own response before you can read those of others. You have to understand that. That is the setup. It is an assessment tool. The chat room is not an assessment tool. It's like a WhatsApp platform for interactions and communications with yourself and with your. So when you post anything there, every site member sees it. And we are not able to even regulate the timeline, the due date, and what have you in the chat room. So the assessment were not set in the chat room. They were set at the discussion tool, and the notice that came with it clearly said so. They are there. So, my dear friends, if you posted at the chat room, what have you, and so for that reason, you made use of the mop-up opportunity given to you, well and good, but that is what will be used. And those are at what? The mother course site. So if you go to your grade book, and I don't want to open that, we have people's stuff there. For main campus, for example, the main course site will have your final exam mark over 50. That is where you took the final exam. The final exam didn't look out for local coloration, group this or group that. No. The exam was set on the main course site where all students of the campus are. So there is nothing like special treatment for who. No. It is a standard exam based on which question within the unit pool came to you, you answer, regardless of your group. Okay. So that's what happened. And you got a schedule from the university. We'll get to that in a minute. That's what I'll end with. The schedules that sent you to centers to go and write, and some of you didn't notice because of the updated version that came. And I keep prompting the posture of reading announcement, going to specific places. University of Ghana's exams are scheduled. The dailies tell you where to write the exam. It can change to tomorrow. So you have to be following just the same. Don't say, my friend, someone was in my office as at yesterday. Today is 21st of September. As at yesterday, 20th September. The query was, my friend sent me the date. So what my friend told me, I went there. When I went there, people said they will not let us know. The people said they are also working with rules. You don't go to the center. of your choice and decide I'm coming to write an exam. No. How do we guard the integrity of the exam? It's not a lecture issue. It's the University Exams Committee superintending committee's issue. They have to ensure that when you get a degree in the university, you can raise your head up and walk knowing that you earned it. Otherwise, who wants to come to Legon? But Legon maintains an integrity for its exam and its degrees. It's a high standard. Of course, humane, but you don't decide that, well, I'll go and sit there. So, but there are computers here. Let me just sit here. Who told you that? It's not done that way. How do we check if we have to help you because you had a system issue? The computer assigned to you at the center there is what will help us check. The same with in-person, exam. Your ID is put on the table. Whoever is putting the IDs doesn't know who is going to sit where. He's just working with people. So there is a certain degree of objectivity. You get to the center there, you find your ID and sit. You don't say, oh, I can sit here and write. What if you sit with your friend? How do we check the ID on the table with you and stuff like that? Okay, so the schedules are done by the university for that reason, and it is released sometimes a day or two, sometimes that very 24 hours. Oh, but doc, why? Yes, so that you don't have reason to, go and do some manipulations or arrangement. So people don't know. It's all part of the integrity of the system. Okay. Now, if you follow that, then you won't go to a center that you think is close by you. Or if an earlier schedule said you will sit at New End Block, and then later on it changes to Central Cafeteria. It is your responsibility as the university student to know that. That's why it's posted online. It's not given to physical notice boards. And you say, I'm non-resident, I didn't see. It is online. Get that, okay, for your future with any endeavor at all. Otherwise, people will use mechanisms and what have you to undermine your effort. You have to be very conscious of that. If anyone copies something from somewhere and posts to help you, the person is only helping. But it's your responsibility to get, because it can change. It can be updated. Thankfully, any update is always forwarded ahead. So it's not like something that should have happened today, then they did it yesterday. No. But it is your responsibility to ensure that. Okay, so I just want to put on record, and since I'm speaking, let me just tell the class that those who, for some such reasons or for health-related reasons, could not write the exam. Okay, those of you who could not write the final exam for this very semester, because the university has rules that we cannot contravene. But for this very semester that I have already referenced, if you could not take the final exam, one, because of health, and we have received certain such medical reports, the communication from the head of the exam unit, when I communicated with him on this, is that when there is a medical report stating that the student was incapacitated at the time, we are not in charge of our health. You can take that medical report, write a letter to the academic affairs director, and attach the medical report. It will be studied, and then you may take note of my language, because those are not determined by the lecturer coordinator or examiner of the course. Okay? You have to understand how the university works. You may get an exemption from paying for receipt. You would definitely have to register for the course again to take it as a receipt if you didn't do the exam. But where we as a department and as a team of examiners have agreed that without exam mark, we do not intend to enter marks for such students, especially because of some of these concerns we have. You will not really have it counting as a receipt. Why? Because then you wouldn't have an F, for example, on your transcript before going to take the receipt. So you register for it as a receipt. Why? That is the only way you can get into the course. It is a level 100 course. If you are in level 200 next year, you want to come and take this course that you couldn't take for whatever reason, you see, you would have to come through into the course from level 200 into a level 100 course. That means you will have to register it as a receipt. But it will not count as a receipt. Why? Because you haven't filled it. That is what we should have done. We should just use your continuous assessment marks and what have you as on file. Even if you did so well as getting 40 over 50 in total, it would be a receipt if we entered only that without the exam mark. That is the unfortunate part of this, if it is not managed well. Okay, 40 over 50 from your continuous assessment would be a brilliant performance. But without the exam component, you haven't done exam, you have no mark from the exam, will mean that we are entering 40 over 100. And even 49, which is an E, is a receipt in this course. So we have to manage this in a way that the student doesn't lose, lose, especially where perhaps the student, there are not many of you, a little over 20 per my checks, okay? And I can't even say that all of them missed their centers. Some said I was in traffic and I did. I mean, some of the excuses where we can understand is level 100. You don't say that in University of Ghana. Can you say that my pen stopped writing? That is why I didn't finish the exam at using answer booklet. My pen stopped writing. I asked some student that. Who says that? Not even in SHS do you say that. You are going to write exam. Then you didn't finish. And then when grading is done, then you go and tell the examiner, that is if you even know who, that please, my pen stopped writing. What has that got to do with the lecture? You see. So you have to be minded, grow up, mature. It's university. That's why you are honored. Okay. So those who couldn't take the exam because of health, medical issues, you get what you could write so that the academic affairs director and her team can engage the medical report and see if it's, you say, I was having cramps in my tummy, I was this, maybe that might not qualify for an exemption. But perhaps if it is, I mean, I've seen pictures of people who had surgery at the time, okay, and just couldn't sit up to write. They were on hospital bed. You can't feel that person, no. And not only can't feel that, you can't ask the person to go and pay again as a receipt. The university says no, the university is a humane one. We are concerned about the human being, even in ensuring that what regulations are obeyed. So do that. That is what the directive I got from the exam unit boss, and you'll be fine. So you will get that exemption. That way, you will still register. As for the registering for the course, you have to do that in later years, that semester or whenever you are able to do it. You cannot come into the course and say, oh, last semester, no, please, I couldn't write my exam. It is a system, internet and, network, and the thing is systematized. So you have to be in the course to be able to do it. And that means register it. Registering means you go online and put in your details, blah, blah, blah. And then the system will capture you as part of the student in the course. So that will go for those with medical issues. But those with no medical issues, but maybe they missed the center or what have you, you will register for the course as a receipt. You will pay. That means you will pay for it, see that, and then get into the course next semester and take it. But it will not count. It will not meaningfully be a receipt. That is the good news that I thought that I should send to the entirety of the class. It will not count as a receipt because we do not intend for this semester. It is not the rule of the university. So if we don't communicate it well, then whenever students feel that this semester they are struggling with the course, they will not go and write an exam. Then they will swear, no, if you don't write an exam, it doesn't qualify you for having a no grade. We are supposed to use your continuous assessment mark to grade you so that students don't abuse the system. Whenever you want to help genuinely, handicapped students, then people abuse it and then that opportunity is lost. So take note, it is for this semester, and I'm speaking from the place of the coordinator of the course who is managing a situation. And so we'll have to look out for all those and put that in my report and seek for what assistance. The office is able to assist me do that. That is why I'm communicating that to the student in language, in words, so that it is not misread. All right. So those are pointers I hope that are captured most of. So your assignments, look at the announcement there. And this clear announcement that was sent to students, I still got student asking, Doc, please, I can't see my assignment one. Originally it was there. Now the mop-ups you said it's not for everyone, but now we don't have. And I'm so amazed. Look at the announcement. It's explicit to every course site, even the group sites. Still, students will come. Look at the one in a different ink for emphasis. That those that did the mop-up, you have your marks for the mop-up assignment one, and then the forum at the main course site. Your final exam will also be there. Your interim assessment will also be there. So that the 50%, 30%, and then the 10%, totaling 100 are all on the main course site. Then I go further to tell you, students who did not need to take the mop-ups would already have their assignment and discussion marks on the group site. Those will be pulled from the group site and added to the mother site here in due course, so that all marks will be here on the mother site for final computations. See, this notice was sent 10th September. 10th September, oh, people. As at 21st, today, this morning, I've seen an email. That is what has instigated the recording. I feel that maybe when you put the recording there, people are listening, then I don't know. You have to have that push. It's clearly stated there, so I'll pull it from there. So there's nothing like, and then now those rather who came later, who did the mop-ups, rather have marks for the assignment, and then we are one day thrown away. I have had to keep the group site and the course site all open. Remember, the notice I gave you earlier said that I would have closed the group sites by last Friday. Why? So that you will now see only UGRC150 one 20 S2 2120 if you're a main campus, they see that, or you see UGRC154 S2 2120 if you are a city campus. That way you only focus on one course side. But people who didn't take the mop-ups, and it is because they didn't need to. Maybe they got 10 in the forum, 10 that assignment one. Why should she go and take a mop-up? They didn't take it. Now they are rather worried that I don't see any mark for the forum and the assignment. I'm seeing only dash. Look, why? If we knew that, please open it again for us to take. I said, hey. So some of them are respond, go to the course site and read. They say, which one is the course site? There's nothing there. And so it gets a bit frustrating because there's been communication clearly given to the class to that effect. If you will take note of these, then we will have the peace of mind we need to quickly grade and release these results so you can focus on your other assessment. So College of Health Science student, congratulations to the generality of the class. You did excellently well. The team grading can all attest to that. You know, when we meet, we are fine-tuning our staff. We say, these people did extremely well. You didn't even need to moderate, too high. It's just a little, maybe if it's 48, then we rounded up 50 or what have you. If it's 72, then we didn't have to do any extreme moderate because the general performance was excellent. And so thumbs up to the team that engaged you directly. That one, I take the fans for myself because you were in my groups. Okay, that's for College of Health Science. I can say same for those that have been graded so far. You'll be amazed. It's an excellent performance, generally speaking, but there are still the remnants of Israel. We will consider how we will grade them. Or if you have to do a resit, we are not worried at all, making you resit the course. But where it is possible to overlook one or two and then moderate it upward, we are glad to do that. The essence is for you to have gone through the course and had some critical thinking skills and problem solving posturing for your specific disciplines. And that is what the heartbeat of the examiner and the examining team is. We are doing that, okay? Now, finally, some say I registered for supplementary receipt, not for regular receipt. I don't know how it is that my campus put me into a regular receipt, because for a regular receitter, the university's requirement is that you go through the whole course again, because you are saying that I couldn't take the course as I wanted to. So I want to sit in the class again, take the course fully and be examining. That's regular receipt. Okay, supplementary visitor is saying that no, I don't want to take the course again. I just want an opportunity to be examined in the course. That's why supplementary receipt is 100%. There's no need for continuous assessment, interim assessment, assignment. No. You just enter the exam center on the scheduled date after the main semester has ended. You see, the university gives details on when you should come and take supplementary receipt. Then you go and sit there and write, and it's over 100. That's supplementary. But the person registered for supplementary, and he or she tells me, and I've seen a few of such, that I didn't register for regular receipt because I'm in level 400 doing projects, whatever. I didn't expect that I can sit in the regular classes, you see, and do assignments and participation and interim assessment and whatever. So I didn't know of all that, which is not a good excuse, because if you are on a site and you are receiving a lot of announcements telling you go to the forum to go to this, and you are really engaging the course, it is in week 1, week 2, latest week 3 that you should point up that with an email, and every communication of mine comes with email. Look at it. Send all queries on the course to so and so. Look on your screen, please. I'll say this immediately. So you will just by the 3rd week write and say, please, I'm receiving emails that require of me to take assignment 1 or 2, but I registered for supplementary receipt, not this. Maybe it could have been curtailed then, or we would have pulled you off the site, or we would have made a note of you so that we don't demand of you what regular reciters are expected to do. The thing is, some prefer the regular receipt because they want to earn some continuous assessment marks to better their lot. So when they do the final exam and they add a little, then they are good to go. Others don't want it. So that's why it's a choice. The university gives you that choice. Okay, so if we have students, and sometimes we do have them, from where I sit, I get queries like that, and there are evidences to show sometimes that their expectation, they registered for supplementary, but they have been put into regular. I want to put your mind at rest. The examining team, again, for this semester, and from the place of what? A coordinator for the course currently. I'm able to, of course, with the team's agreement, give certain exemptions here and there. We'll look at it, and then we may treat your case as what we would have done for a supplementary reciter. That would mean that you would have to have performed well in the exam. You see that the exam is over 50. So we'll look at your performance in the final exam that you took, and it will help us have a fair sense of how you would have fared if we put you directly in the supplementary receipt platform. These are not managed by the coordinator, but we have to. Now that it has come to our table, and these are our students, and they are registering those concerns, we have to look at how to mitigate that and then be fair to everyone. Okay, so I suspect that with these in mind, I would have captured everything that I need. So main campus student, look out for your notice of release of results. It will come. Let me see if I can use the College of Health Science platform to show you how you should expect your results released. And then I think that will end the video that I did not want to exceed. Is okay, that's good. We are just around 40 minutes. I don't want us to get into an hour at all. There is no reason to. Okay, so this is our College of Health Science, and it will help. This is their site. We can get some viewers. So this is what will happen. Just like I've done here, release of mop-up assignment and discussion marks. I've just read that to you. This is after that, what you will see next on your course site, main campus and city campus students. I think I can say same for DE, distance education student. Except that DE, for the first time, I think for the first time in recent times, you have seen your notice. You are writing on site using answer booklet. We'll bring it to you. You can sort out your timetable issue with the exam officer. I've communicated on a platform. Okay. So I'm saying that you see, say, release of final exam, 50% results for this is for College of Health Science. So for main campus, you see for main campus. And the general feel of it will be, you see, something like this. This is notice to you that your final exam results have been released to your gradebook here at this mother course site for your campus. Be reminded that this is not the same as your group site. at your grade book here on this mother course site is where you currently see your 50% final exam, a 30% term assessment mark, 10% mop-up assignment mark if you took it. If you took it, it's a conditional statement, antecedent and consequent. And 10% mop-up discussion mark if you took it. Then I go further to tell you that many of you who did not need to take the mop-ups already have your assignment and discussion marks at your group site. Those will be pulled from the group site and added to the mother site here in due course, so that all your marks will be here on the mother site for final computations. Okay. The next stage of grading, that is after I'm telling you this, I'll give you further information. The next stage of grading is moderation of your result. Moderate. If you're a moderator, you know you are checking, because it's not enough to just mark, examine a mark and then total marks. No, you have to moderate it. Okay, so moderation of your results and final upload onto the MIS. This is why I'm telling you, if your registration is suspect, when we are entering results, you see that you are not in the system for us to put result there. That is not a lecturer issue or examiner. In a long time, I've done the exam, they have not put my result there. Where should we put it? If you are not properly registered. So by now, if you want to know whether you are properly registered or not, don't say, I did all the assignment on Sakai. Sakai is a lecture room. Anybody can enter a lecture room and come and sit and do assignment. You should be properly in the system online. How will you know? Go to your MIS and make sure you see the course UGRC150 there for the stated semester that you claim you are in. This is 2021-2022 second semester. You see that? That is where your registration should be. If you have a registration in or the 2020, you can't come and pay, money at the banking hall today and expect that they should credit the teller that's at 2020 should credit. What to be that? You see, that's the problem. So don't say I have a registration in 2020, so I've come to do it in 2022. Please go and backdate it into. That's illegal. It's thievery. Students don't understand this. I've put it on record. Okay, you must have registration for this semester where you went to set, so that when we want to check later on, we are checking something. Where did she write it? Oh, she wrote it at a lab, computer lab 3. The records there will show. If it's new and block, the attendance sheet there will show that you came there 2021 at so and so time, 3:30 and wrote. That record is at exams unit, you see. And then the mark sheet I have should be in tandem with that. That is integrity of university exam. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll upload it onto the MIS for you to see your moderated grade. At this stage, that is if I release a marked results over 50 for the final exam. At that stage, you will be able to, you yourself can calculate your end mark so far over 100. 10% from assignment, 10% from forum. That is, if you took the original and you didn't do the mop-up, we'll use those. If you took the mop-ups, it is the mop-ups that we will use. Don't come bothering me again, I beg you. I've had a few visitors who say, "Dog, please, my mop-up, I got 4 back on 8 back." But the originals, I got 10. I said, if you have 10, why do you take them up? He said, I thought that is for you. I said, I thought, what about the announcement? Just in case you even thought, what did the announcement say? Oh, Doc, please, I didn't see announcement. I said, where you are, you know that. So if you have the mop-ups, we'll use those. Okay. So 10% assignment, 10% forum, 30% interim assessment, and then 50% exam. Total, what? 100. That's what we are doing. So you can do your own computation, you know what you end over 100, and you are able to determine the corresponding grade from the university's grading scale, which I copied you below, was on your course outline, I put it here. 80 to 100 is A, in that order. If you got 45 to 49, in other words, 49 and below, or better still, below 55, it is a receipt. You will do the course again, and then I'll put my details there for your communication. Wish you well. I think that a lot of you will do very fine, and and we will not need to have to see you subsequent semesters. But to the rest of you who may, I say may with a big with capital letters, who may have to do the course again, you would have to take it in your stride and hope to do excellently well. Thank you very much. Send your queries as always. Have a wonderful, wonderful semester. end of semester. And let's meet, hopefully, another time. All the best. Take care. Again, thank you to the team of lecturers we had this semester. Myself, Dr. Nancy Miles Bafujimfi, Ms. Grace Addison, Mr. Daniel Okansi, Dr. Stephen Nkansa Morgan, Dr. Emmanuel Ani, Dr. Richmond Kwesi, and Dr. Hussein Inusa, our teaching assistants for this semester who helped us do the teaching and assisted you with your queries on the content. Ms. Beniseji, Madam Lucy, Madam Naomi, Mr. Isaac Johnson, Mr. Isaac Hissel, Miss Agnes Afo. Apologies, Miss Agnes Afo. And then I hope I mentioned everyone. I want to take them again. Sir Johnson, Sir Isaac, Miss Bernice, Miss Lucy, Miss Naomi, Miss Agnes. Who did I leave out? Hey, if I leave someone out, I'm in big trouble. I hope not. Okay, they have been very helpful to the team, and we don't take all the assistance for granted at all. I want to say thank you very much, team. We should meet. Oh, and my precious lady Selma. Selma, don't beat me up when you hear this. Thank you very much for all the assistance. I wish you well. Take care.